You need to get clear about what you want. If you don't have a clear picture of what you want your ideal life to be, and I know you've heard all of this, then there's no way you can achieve it. There's no way you can achieve it. And I talk in terms of getting descriptive, like texturing it, colouring it, like colouring your life. Don't just write down $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month. What you have to do is vividly imagine that ideal life in those 4 quadrants that I talked about. That's like your rocket fuel in the aeroplane. Without the fuel, without that thing to hold on to, you're not going to go forward, you're not going to go anywhere. And when times get tough, to the extent that you've got a relationship with that, where it's deeply ingrained to your core, and it moves you emotionally, then you won't get through the process of redefining the habits and attitudes that will support the things that you need to do to have the results that you want. And see, what I care for, what I want for everyone and what I care about is you getting the results. And if it's 90% mental, even though this is the toughest work to do, you can't ignore doing it, right? Because unless you go out there and just have a strategy that knocks it out of the park, and then all of a sudden there's just this huge mental shift and you're able to run off the back of that and keep perpetuating it, which most people can't, it's a process. The reason why this is important, identify and document your strengths and weaknesses, fears, doubts, habits and attitudes, is why. Because you need to start to define your success avatar. We talked about, to succeed in marketing, all the marketers will tell you, you've got to have your customer avatar, right? So if 90% of it is mental, and it's all performance-based, based on how you see yourself, do you think we all need a good success avatar? What does that ideal image of self look like? What does it look like? Because if you don't describe that, right, and get clear about that, then you don't know what you're aiming for. Is that clear? This is the starting point. Doing that exercise. In this workbook you're going to get from me, I ask you to go and document the top 5 strengths and weaknesses, fears and doubts, habits and attitudes. Because once we've done that, we can write a conflict statement. So I'm giving you, this is the process that you're going to go through. And if you go through this very simple process, right, and implement it over the course of 30 to 60 days, you will see a major shift in what you do and the results that start turning up.